I'm Adrian Ghobrial. In just the last 2 months, Ontario's science table estimates that up to 4 million Ontarians contracted COVID-19. Today, Premier Ford addressed the province's COVID situation, and for the very first time, he shared his thoughts on the trucker convoy that remains in our nation's capital.
The province hears the protesters, the country hears the protesters. Now it's time to let the people in Ottawa get back to their lives.
The Premier today not mincing words about some of those causing a scene around Parliament Hill.
There's three things I can't tolerate. Desecration of any war memorials or any memorials. Zero tolerance for that. You know, what people have to do, and the flags are waving around, is disgusting in my opinion.
Yet Premier Ford stopped short of denouncing the core movement behind the convoy.
You've repeatedly chastised the federal government when it comes to border measures. So would it be safe to assume that you then support the federal government's mandate on truckers, similar to the United States, that they must be vaccinated to cross the border?
And on the trucker side, I've always supported truckers from day one, but I support vaccinations. I think it was close to 90% of the truckers are vaccinated, right? So I want to thank all of them.
While the convoy persists, so does the pandemic. Today, the Ontario Science Table releasing their latest findings.
This brief was particularly difficult to put together because a lot of the information that we rely on to make the models has not been available over the last few weeks as testing has broken down. That said, this phase of the Omicron wave has peaked and is starting to decline now.
The report does show that COVID hospitalizations remain at an all-time high for all age groups, and that is expected to continue.
Given the reopening that's occurred this week, there will be another rise in cases that occurs. It may not be as large as that initial rise, but it probably will be something that we'll feel again in terms of hospital admissions.
Though Ford says he believes Ontario is well positioned for this latest reopening.
Our goal is to move forward in a very cautious way to make sure we don't have to have lockdowns.
With the changes to accessing a COVID-19 PCR test, the science table turned to other indicators, including the testing of sewage wastewater, which is how they found out that anywhere from 1.5 to up to 4 million people in Ontario were infected with COVID-19 over the last 2 months alone.
Is it just me, or does that seem like a massive number?
It is a massive number. It could really be a number as high as we project. And it, again, just highlights how remarkably transmissible the Omicron variant was. If another Omicron-like event doesn't happen, this wave should start to tail away, coinciding with both the fact that many people have been infected or vaccinated. Those two things going together should push us towards a spring and early summer that hopefully looks better than what we've gone through over the last few months.
And with an eye on Ottawa, federal Conservative leader Erin O'Toole's leadership is under siege. Ford was asked today about his long-rumored ambitions to lead the National Conservative Party. He quickly shot down the idea, saying his priorities right now are fighting the pandemic and uniting the province.